Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it, and we water the grass here.
Tell us what it was like being at the dunk last night.
That was the most chaotic environment I've ever been in my life.
Friar Town is Title Town tonight.
Here's Pip, guarded by Gillespie. Steps back, spins, fires. Woo! Pip gets.
Who run shit like me? Top 5 basically. I still play for keeps. Ain't no fantasy. Hey.
Ladies, gentlemen, and ladies, welcome to Divine Providence. I am Mac. Alongside me is Leb and Mike Eamon, the Guac Man. Gentlemen, we have some off-season topics to cover, some big preseason stuff going on, some interviews, some buzz around camps, some commitments. Don't look now. We got a couple exhibition games coming up. How we doing, gentlemen? Mike, what's going on?
Feeling good. I had to come correct with the hair today. I had to match Leb. You know, usually I'm a hat guy. I had to break the hair out. I'm feeling good today. What is it? Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. What is it? Thursday?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Feeling good about a Thursday. Going to talk a little Friar hoops. Bryce Hopkins. What's going on, bud? What's going on over there, bud, in St. John's land? Aiden Derkack, fired up about it. Kim is in his bag right now. So excited to talk about a little Friar news as we creep towards this first exhibition on Sunday.
Yeah, we're season's here. I mean, it practically doesn't even feel like the off season anymore. Before we get going, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone that listened to our last episode. It was our best episode by far, numbers wise. Not to get into specifics, but number one on YouTube. It'll eventually be number one downloaded on the audio side. So we're super grateful for everyone that listened to that. It means there's a lot of buzz around the program, a lot of hope, a lot of buzz. So that's a really good sign. As for today, figured we'd do a little quick check-in with you guys, see what's going on. We got a big commitment. I'm feeling pretty good. Just happy to be here, man. Just happy to be alive and talking Friar hoops another day.
So I guess if we want to start with the Bryce Hopkins stuff, obviously we got exhibitions left and right now. Late October, you can feel the season kind of creeping up on you. Some noise out of St. John's land. Rick Pitino announced his starting lineup for their exhibition against Towson this weekend. Is it Towson?
Towson, yeah, Towson. Yeah. Shout out Bilal Dixon.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yep. Shout out. And one notable omission from the St. John's starting lineup is a familiar face in Friartown, Bryce Hopkins. Rick Pitino had a lot of interesting things to say about him. Dylan Mitchell seemingly taking his spot in that lineup. Yet to be confirmed that's going to be their day one lineup. But what do you guys make of that?
I can't say that I'm surprised. I also don't want to sound like a hypocrite. Of course, I cheered for Bryce, and I loved Bryce, and I loved the player who he was. I think he did us dirty. But I will say, I can't sit here and say I didn't look at my dad at times at games and say, he just doesn't have that extra gear. He doesn't have that dog in him. Like sometimes I felt like I need a little bit more from him, and that's showing now. I think this is two things. I think this is the truth coming out of Pitino's mouth, but I also think this is a tactic to kind of get the most out of his players. So hat tip to Rick. I see what you're doing here. Pitino said, quote, Bryce is trying to be good, and I want him to be great. I want him to have a Mamba mentality, and he doesn't have it. You're coming for the kid's throat here. I know what you're trying to do, but at the same time, this can't feel good for Bryce Hopkins, who's brand new on campus. And the first time he's in the media here, he's kind of getting ripped. So not a great start here.
Yeah, I agree. This is nightmare scenario for Bryce and Clyde, in that whole camp. This is, at the end of the day, Bryce did get his bag. We don't know exactly what it is. I've read 1.7. I've heard maybe, 2 million. Maybe a little extra money involved in there from, vitamin water or whatever. But it's a really, really bad sign. And it's not only that, but when it's something that we've also kind of commented on in the past, his mentality, right? You're talking about a guy that basically did quit on his teammates last year and sit out an entire season, derail a full season. When you have this happening now at St. John's, it's like, well, kind of told you so. I mean, this quote is pretty funny from Rick Pitino. Bryce is a great guy, but he's been good and solid the entire summer and now. I'm not after good and solid. I'm after great and passionate. This is just him calling him out. I mean, that's clear as day. I don't know how much of a tactic this is, more of like a, hey, like this is how it is. So, is it a motivational tactic? It might be, but there's red flags. Like, we've seen them now. St. John's has seen them. So
it's, for better or for worse, Rick Pitino is someone who is not afraid to tell it how it is. He doesn't sugarcoat it. I don't know if you guys remember the 23-24 season when he came out in an interview basically saying, like, he talked about wanting to kill himself a lot, actually, in interviews during that stretch. But also, he talked about how his players weren't laterally quick. I remember that was a big viral thing. And they just went on a run and put themselves in the bubble conversation out of nowhere. So this tactic has worked in the past, but like you said, Leb, mentality, who knows if that resonates with Bryce, but it's interesting nonetheless.
I would love to see, like, is he really going through the motions in practice and he's a new guy on the team? Like, what in his mind would think that, like, yeah, I'm just going to get, give me the ball. I'm going to be in the starting lineup and I'm just going to drag ass here in practice. Like, especially with a guy like Rick Pitino, just pretty bad mindset going into this because he has a great opportunity at hand here. This is unfortunate for Bryce. I don't feel bad, but just telling it like it is here. And this is all over Twitter right now. This is a bad look.
Mm-hmm. It is. And you do have to wonder how maybe comfortable he got here, like at PC, because when you're in a situation like where you're the guy and everyone is just kind of waiting on you hand and foot, and the whole kind of program is centered around you, it definitely creates for a little bit of like kind of losing your edge. Plus, he didn't play last year. So, I don't know if maybe he's just over it. Like, if he wants to come in and feel like, people should kind of kiss the ground he walks on, then he's probably in the wrong situation. He probably would have got that at PC. He definitely would have got it at like DePaul. They were kind of in the conversation for a little just because of his hometown. And he probably also would have got it at Georgetown. So out of those four programs, Providence, Georgetown, St. John's, and DePaul, he picked the one where he's not going to get any ass kissing. It's going to be, you earn everything you get, and you got to work your ass off or else you're out. Like, that's it.
So going forward, what is this? I was kind of thinking about this earlier today. A lot of the buzz around the St. John's roster and why they're preseason Big East favorites is obviously last year, they're the reigning Big East champs, but a lot of it has to do with their transfer class. And Bryce Hopkins was, I believe, a top 5 transfer. If he's not starting for you, I feel like that spells trouble early on right away.
Big trouble. And Bright, here's a quote from Bryce from Adam Zagori. He said, "That's definitely our goal, to make it to the Final Four in a national championship." So, I mean, his mind is there, but clearly his want in his body and whatever he's doing in practices, and like you said, just not great for St. John's to have one of your biggest recruits come in and he's not even starting. Tough start here for these guys.
I guess the one flip side to that is you did have a great transfer class and you're a little insulated. So like Dylan Mitchell is a legit power conference rotational guy. So you are kind of insulated on that front. You have depth, but I don't know. It feels very trouble in paradise, way too close to the season.
Definitely. I actually think St. John's is a really good team with or without Bryce. Honestly, I think that team is you got, Isaiah Sellers. They're like saying he's had such a great summer. Dylan Darling, Dylan Mitchell, Ian Jackson. That team genuinely is.
I mean, they have bodies.
They're so loaded, so loaded. Obviously, there is only one basketball, so that is a concern. But my concern with St. John's is something like this, where it's an off-court issue, and you have like some sort of maybe some guys that aren't happy, and you have like a cancer situation, similar to what happened with PC last year. Am I, do I think Bryce Hopkins is a genuine like cancer in every situation? I wouldn't say that. I think that's probably a little bit egregious. Do I think that this could be a bigger issue for the team as a whole? Absolutely. 100%. 110%.
There was also a quote from one of the interviews today. Bryce Hopkins was asked about the Friars fan base on social media and asking if that gets to him at all. Doesn't have much to do really with the storyline, but I thought it was interesting. He said, I see it. I try not to let it get to my head. I know what I bring to the table and stuff like that, but I don't let it bother me. It just added more fuel to the fire for me just for Valentine's Day. When Bryce Hopkins comes to town, I think he knows the hornet's nest he's walking into, and the plot thickens, gentlemen.
It would be a disaster if, that game, Bryce doesn't even get his name called in the starting lineups.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a disaster for PC fans. That would be a disaster for the Hopkins family. Like, I want to boo the shit out of the guy. Like, I want it to be known when they announce his name, like, I want the building to just be like raining down with boos. And that would suck. Like, I would feel a little bit robbed of that experience.
It's going to have to take him being just horrific, even when he does get in the game, for the whole season leading up to that, for him not to start. I see Pitino understanding the moment and being like, I'm starting him in this game, like regardless of whatever it is that's going on.
Now, counter argument. I'll play the opposite side here.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I would like to see him not start. Obviously, it's almost like an I told you so moment, but last season we talked about, Bryce Hopkins' awaited return. And I think I brought up the fact of how awesome of a moment it would be for Bryce not to start, walk up, get up off the bench, go to check in at the table, and he gets that standing ovation moment. I think him coming off the bench, I can just picture half the stadium with their eyes on Bryce as he walks up from off the bench.
You're right.
And it's just man in the arena right there. And the entire stadium is just booing because, like, if his name gets called during, pregame introductions, there's background music, there's a PA announcer, there's a lot of other noises. It is simply, if he comes off the bench to check in, just a thunderstorm of boos.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Actually, you're right. That would be probably actually best case. I'm willing to completely flip my position. Although I will say this: if Bryce isn't a starter at St. John's and he ends up doing poorly and has a bad year, and PC fans are like, "Well, told you so," honestly, that kind of makes me feel like Bryce actually made the right decision because he took the money. Like he went for the bag instead of trying to maybe secure a future in the NBA, which I think we all kind of agree that the ship is somewhat sailed. I think there was a little bit of a window if he was like the centerpiece in a Power 5 team, which could have done at PC, probably could have done at Georgetown. So if he ends up being terrible and doesn't even get a look in the draft, a workout in the summer, and he's playing in Turkmenistan next year, right? Like, kind of does justify maybe taking the $2 million from St. John's as opposed to, whatever we would have offered him, which probably wouldn't have been that. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit. We'll see.
Sorry, Lev. When was the last time that? So we've had our beef with Cooley. Coaches have came in, Rick Pitino, Cooley, whatever. When was the last time there was a player that we were waiting on this much to come in and just boo the shit out of? Like maybe something happened in the media. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe people could tweet this at us, or you guys might have something, but I can't remember the last time we were ready to just rip a player like this for a game. And granted, the NIL and the transfer portal, it makes everything's different these days. So, maybe like a Carmelo Anthony coming in or AI or something, but like nothing ever like this personal.
The only thing I can think of in recent history would be like a Tyler Kolek, maybe, but like not even close to the level that Bryce is going to get. Obviously, Tyler Kolek being kind of like the hometown kid.
Yep.
But
That's a good example.
I think in order to get that animosity, you need to have a plot line like the one that's happened between Bryce and St. John's and Providence, where it feels like a stabbed in the back moment. There needs to be that animosity to get that sort of hatred. And I do think with NIL, that's kind of where you get more of those instances.
Maybe Barron.
Yeah.
Maybe URI.
Billy, Jimmy or Billy, one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those guys. I don't. Yeah.
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 Maybe. Yeah, I would. Maybe a Barron. Maybe a. I don't know. I mean, Cole. You can't really hate Cole Swider too much. Like, I'm trying to think of just like local kids that have played in the Big East.
Patrick Ewing. I mean, Cambridge guy. I don't know.
Michael Carter Williams. I mean, yeah, I would say probably Kolek is probably the right answer.
Yeah, that's a good shout, Kolek. Yeah, that got pretty nasty for a minute there.
It did. Ryan Arcidiacono, I hated him. I think a lot of fans hated him. That was a lot of hatred there, especially with the Bentel thing. But I don't think that. I think that might have been his senior year, anyways. I don't think he came back to play after that. But then they just had a clone, Colin Gillespie. Just the fucking next year. So,
Right.
But yeah, no, this is going to be a hostile environment for a player, and a player's never faced this much of a hostile environment in an environment like the dunk, which is already hostile as it is.
When I saw he was going to St. John's, I was like, dude, you are here for the Cooley stuff. Why do you want this? Go anywhere else. Like, I was so baffled when I saw her. I was like, fine. Okay, here we go again.
Yeah, I don't know. It just comes down to money, and I think he got some bad advice. And there is a universe in which Bryce maybe didn't want to be such a villain in this story, where maybe he was getting some bad advice from family members, mainly his dad. So I'm not saying I have empathy toward his situation. He's making $2 million. And he screwed over PC. So you can't do that, right? But if it comes out that maybe he wasn't the one calling the shots, maybe he did want to play last year, then I probably would maybe feel bad just a little bit, but especially if he doesn't play at St. John's. Like if he just has a fucking terrible year and he's like the 7th man off the bench, then I maybe would have some empathy,
The only aspect I can maybe empathize with Bryce in this situation is the money, because like you said, I genuinely think, maybe Bryce will get a G League practice squad tryout, whatever. He'll play in the summer league, but he's not an NBA player. So I understand from a business perspective to go capitalize on your talents while you still can, while you still have eligibility. But that is, I mean, what'd you say the other day, Lab? This is the type of greed they talk about in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. That's the only thing I can see sensibly is capitalizing while you still can, but at what cost?
That was like Kim's last tweet. He tweeted that. I don't know what it was about. He said to this is like the type of greed they talk about in the Bible. I think it was like I don't remember what it was about, but it was wicked funny. And then he just deactivated the next day after going at I forgot who it was, the Projo guy, but yeah. R.I.P. Kim's Twitter. Yeah, like I said though, I mean, I'm just playing back the imagery from Mac of him coming off the bench, buzzer sounds, Bryce Hopkins into the game, like that. That would be pretty fun to boo him.
It would just be a downpour of boos, and I think genuinely you have every eyeball in the arena. Like that's where, when you hear the horn, and checking into the game for St. John's, all eyes in the arena go to the scores table for the most part. So you get all that attention, and that is the only sound you can hear in the arena is just boos raining down on Bryce Hopkins. Warranted boos raining down on Bryce Hopkins. I can't wait for that game. There's just the plot thickens in this saga, and just get me to the building on Valentine's Day.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait.
Bart Scott, can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The boys are fired up. Speaking of fired up, we did get a little commitment from Mr. Derkack. So how are we feeling about that? I mean, you gotta like it, right? You top 50 or what, top 60 kid, you know?
Yeah. Did you know Aiden Derkack committing to Providence marks the first high school commitment of the Divine Providence era?
Wow. I thought you were going to say he was
Shit.
involved in the making of that song for a second. But yeah, that also sounds right.
That is a true fact. The last time we had a commitment was Jalen Harrell in July of 2024. And this show started up just about a year ago.
Yeah, wow, holy shit, you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were close with a couple guys, but no. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. It feels like we've been doing this for way longer than, should in the time period to get at least one, but no, yeah, we haven't. That's crazy. We did get a flurry of transfers though. Talked a lot about that.
Yep.
Yeah. According to Rivals, he's the number 66 overall player in the class, the number 25 small forward, and the number 5 player in the state of Ohio. And a lot of the scouting reports kind of just call him a jack of all trades type of wing. And that's the kind of player that Kim wants, who can kind of do a little bit of everything. He can defend on the ball. He can shoot. The shooting, it sounds like, could improve. But I mean, like watching this kid dribble, drive, stop on a dime, floater, pass, like
Let's
this
go.
kid's gonna be
Let's
fun to
go.
watch.
the Michael Jackson.
No, that's the Magic Johnson from the when they were, I think they were talking about a scrimmage they had in the Olympics with like that Olympic team, and he was just Magic Johnson said, I just went It's like my favorite clip. But yeah, when I was watching his highlight, I was like, this kid can ball, man.
Yeah, and you gotta, like, with his limited 3-point shooting ability. I mean, I think he's an okay shooter.
Yeah,
inside the perimeter, but he's limited outside. A lot of people are looking at it as a downside. The way I look at it is, if he's that high, 66 on Rivals with very minimal 3-point shooting in his repertoire, right? He's got to be really, really good at the other stuff. So if he's just missing that one piece, that's fine. Like this seems like, if you look at a guy like Ryan Mila, who was very successful last year, seems like he's a little more of an athletic Ryan Mila. I'll take that 7 days out of the week. I mean, that's incredible. I love that. I'm high on this kid, and especially being the first recruit of this class, I think that's a really good place to start for Kim.
The one thing that stood out to me right away was Derkack is a little thin, and I think that's one of the few things that you can fix pretty quick. Once you get him up to the D1 level, kind of put some muscle on him. But this is a kid that, like, he's not afraid to get physical down low. I mean, he's only 6'6", 6'7", but he's not afraid to get physical down low. Penetrates the paint pretty hard for someone his size. 3-point shooting needs a little work, but from what I've seen, I mean, the kid shoots the mid-range pretty well. I'm going to use a cliche here. Pretty scrappy guy.
Yeah.
Pretty gritty.
Gym rat,
which I
maybe?
love. Yeah, a little like gym rat, deceptively athletic. But yeah, I mean, this is a win. Yeah.
I mean,
but
Kim's type of player.
Kim seems to love these wings that can kind of, jack of all trades, like you guys said, like a Stefan Vox or a Jameer Jones, like guys who can do multiple things well around that same size archetype. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what the kid can do. This isn't, a Jameer Jones top 25 kid, but it's also, this is a legit prospect. And I like that he's a New Jersey kid. He went to high school in Ohio, but from New Jersey. And for some reason, something about kids coming out of New Jersey gives me faith in their basketball abilities. Don't know what it is, but
Toughness is toughness. You know, New Jersey kids are tough.
I hope you guys are enjoying this episode of Divine Providence. After we finished recording, Avid Mindsetter submitted a voice memo giving his thoughts on the Aiden Derkack commitment. I'm sitting here editing the pod right now, so I got to find an organic way to fit it in. Typical Avid things, making my life harder. But here's a clip of Avid Mindsetter's thoughts on the Derkack commitment.
Yo, what is up, fellas? Avid Mindsetter here. Here to just talk about Aiden Derkack, right? And just how super exciting it is to finally get a guy, right? First guy, first of many, hopefully, here, right, for next year. So recruiting class. I'm very excited for what he could do possibly next year, and then, in the future, right, coming years after that. And he said basically the same thing, right? He says he feels he has a big opportunity to get minutes next year if he does the things that he needs to do during this season and then, during the summer, right? So, just watching some of his games, some of his clips and all that stuff, he wants to play fast, right? And so do we. So I feel that's a really, really great fit with what Kim likes, and he's a great defender. He averages 1.5 steals, almost 6 rebounds a game. He's long. He's got 6'10" wingspan. He understands the defensive part of the game. And then on offense, he's kind of a lot like freshman Ryan Mila, not to make that full-on comparison, but he is a lot like Mila was last year, right? He knows exactly when to cut. He knows when to look for his own shot. He understands defenses. He knows when to drive and kick out to a shooter. That's the big thing with him right now is shooting. 21% from 3 on almost 4 attempts. That needs to get better if he wants to contribute next year. Just straight up. And then only 61% from the free throw line also probably needs to jump pretty high this season for him if he wants to get consistent minutes next year as a freshman on what should be another really, really great Providence team if we can retain talent. But really excited for Derkack and what Kim can do the rest of the offseason here. So thanks for having me on, guys. Go Friars.
He put on a little weight, dude. Get him on the Chinatown out there, Get him on the kebab and curry on the chicken tikkas, He'll be good in no time, man. I mean, this kid will blow up, no problem. It's not hard to gain weight in Providence.
You guys have I've never actually lived in Providence. I've lived in Boston forever, and then I grew up in Taunton. But whenever I go to visit my friends in Providence, no better late night takeout, dude.
No.
What is it? We got Big Tony's. You got Wise. Was it Wise Guys?
Wise Guys.
Fed.
Federal Hill, 4 a.m. You got Wise Guys. You got.
I don't care what time it is. You get it.
You can get it. Olneyville. You got. You got the what's the truck?
Haven Brothers.
Haven Brothers. Yep. Thank you. You got Olneyville. You got the I call it the panic button. It's Vasilios. It's kind of dog shit, but it's open.
I've had Vasilios. Yeah.
It's the panic button. You're fucking hammered at 3:30 and there's nothing else, and you're hitting up Vasilios.
Sure.
Yeah. No. It's a good scene, and I mean, Providence is a fun city, dude. Don't sleep on Providence. Do not sleep on.
I think it's one of the more underrated cities in America.
Definitely.
And I know I'm biased. I get it. But I mean, between, the art, the culture, the food.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get, PC games. You get Providence Bruins games. You get the P-Pack. If you want to make the most of Providence, there is plenty to do and a lot of fun stuff. The Water Fire. Is there a better event in the country than the Water Fire on a nice night? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Well said. It's going out in Providence is like the anti-Boston. Providence is like strip club haven, late night, late night food, open till 2 a.m. Some speakeasies, maybe sure. You're having a drink with the homeless guy. Boston is like you go out in Southie and it's like everyone's dressed the same. Everything shuts down at 1. If you're hungry at 1:30 a.m. in Boston, you're gonna fucking starve.
I've starved many nights, dude.
Yep.
It's been that's why you have to be stalked around here. You need
I
to
know.
have something in the freezer. You pop in a pie. Maybe you throw some tenders in the air fryer. Like it gets tough over here. But like
It does.
Prov, anytime, it's ready to go. 4 a.m. Boom, pizza at your front door.
The one thing I will say Providence I think is missing is like a main strip area, like a hub for talk about nightlife, get out of the bars, you need some wise guys. But like I think that's the one thing Providence is missing is like a main strip. Like we were at House of Blues a couple weeks ago. Lansdowne Street has just that strip, and it is, for me that's heaven. I mean, you can go. I mean, you got every type of vibe you want on that street. If Providence had something like that, I think it'd be golden.
Yeah, you don't have Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad, love.
I was just gonna say you don't have a Broadway. You don't have a Thames Street. It's not like that. You got to be a little more creative. That's all.
Yeah, you got to pop around. They might be onto something at what's the new food hall? Hub. What is that called?
It's this Providence
at the Union Station.
Yeah. That is that might be what it's called.
It might be
track 15. Track 15.
Okay. So that first off is awesome. So if you haven't been over there yet, go before one of the games. They have so many options. I forget what they were, but like anything you burgers, pizza, Italian, Indian, Greek, like you name it, they have it. It's great. They have a bar in there. They got some TVs. You might have a tough time finding a seat on like a Saturday when it gets like really busy, especially when it starts getting colder. Everyone's going to want to go. So be aware of that, but really cool, quick walk to the Dunk. And if they could put a couple more bars there. Remember where Luxburger was right across from it? That's ripe for like a nice bar right there. You could put something there. And then you have the other bar, and they have the Friar beers. That's
Union Station.
That's Union Station.
Yep.
That place is solid. You could add a couple more. That little area is getting good over there.
Yeah, that little parking lot. It's like a parking lot garage. It's like a pit, and then you could park there, and then you could go to we used to go to Rebel. Rebel was a fucking awesome time. There used to be like a Reraw before that. That was like an Irish bar, but nonetheless, I mean, Providence is underrated. It's fun. It's good. A little little Capitol Grill. Never hurt anyone. Yeah, it's it's underrated. Well, I'm looking forward to winter in Providence is good because you got PC. Everything's kind of close. You can walk. It's not too cold. Just having a good time out in the city, out and about, fired up.
You guys ever do the hookah?
Yeah,
the hookah bars?
Not a big hookah guy.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love a good hookah. We used to go to Biblos. That's shut down. And then we used to go to I went recently. It's on the corner in Fed Hill, Massage.
Okay.
Have you been there? And they used to be BYOB. And you just bring in like a bottle in there or like whatever the hell you wanted. And you would just, have to buy a hookah and then you're drinking your own booze. And we went in there recently with a couple of friends. They're like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore, dude. I'm like,
yeah.
We like got a bottle.
Opa's pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
It's interesting, man. It's like it's very diverse. Fed Hill's fun. In the summertime, dude, nothing like a summer night on Federal Hill. Little hookah action, maybe a little cigar piece. Venda, a couple apps, maybe an espresso martini.
Yes,
it's good, man. It's good.
And then that little bakery around the corner there from Venda, Pastiche.
Oh, Pastiche, man.
Fucking outstanding.
You take a girl there, fucking, it's over, man. It's over.
Effing night.
She'll love you. She'll love you.
So Aiden, if you're listening, we just gave you like 10 spots. Get the late night food. Let's pack it on. We're still gonna lift with what's our guy's name now? Sean? Is it Sean
Brown?
Sean Brown. Get the Fazilios or Wise Guys or whatever, and the next morning meet Sean in the gym. Just pump it out. We'll be all right. He's gonna be just fine.
You got a date. Pastiche, flourless chocolate cake, and a little espresso. Dude, she'll be eating out of the palm of your hand. All right, that's it.
Get him on the we'll call it the Divine Providence Strength and Conditioning Program. Just Italian food in Providence.
We might have to do some, like, because we were talking about doing some vlogs. We might have to go around, do some food reviews, or like pop around to a couple places.
I'm all for
Yeah,
it.
the Divine Providence food tour. Like I was thinking maybe like a pregame. You know, like kind of do like a almost like a suggestion vlog. Like, you know, this is the pregame routine. Maybe we have a little, you know, food on the hill, then, you know, you can walk to the arena, then you get a drink, and then, you know, do whatever.
Yeah. I'll do anything around there. I think I'm too old at this point to go on campus. So I can do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're out on that. Brad's, I'll go to Brad's, but
do a little man on the street stuff.
Yeah. Brad's, or what's the other place? They got a mural of Ryan Gomes on the wall. The other bar. It's near PC.
Are you talking about not Muldowney's?
No, it's got a kind of a name like that.
It's right on Smith Street. Are you talking about shit?
Yeah, this is gonna bother. Oh, Elmhurst Pub.
Elmhurst Pub, yes.
Yeah.
When you said Ryan Gomes mural, I knew exactly what you're talking about. It was right on Smith Street. Can't miss it. Great.
I watched us lose to Dayton there, and it was very big disappointment. That was when I think LaDonte had a really tough game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Against Dayton. It was unfortunate. I loved LaDonte, dude. He was one of my favorites of all time.
Top 5 for me, for sure. Gritty, just not a me guy at all. Team guy.
No.
You know, would die for you. Would die for the Friars. Love
Have I showed you guys that video?
What?
Have I showed you guys that video of me at Mohegan? I think I sent it to you guys, right? It was when they played Notre Dame and LaDonte hit a huge 3 from the corner, and it was on ESPN. They showed the replay, and I'm like in the aisle, like fist pumping, going nuts, dude. Oh, I gotta send this to you guys.
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
We'll clip that. Put it in a clip.
Yeah.
I'm fired up for Mohegan, man. It's gonna be a great time. Gonna be an awesome time this year.
Me too.
Yeah, we gotta get creative with the vlogs. If anyone listening has any ideas, Divine Providence vlogs, I think, could be some fun content, and, you know, just show Providence to the world. You know, have a little fun doing it, and a little tour to Providence, a little Divine Providence strength and conditioning bulk program.
Mac, we got to get you out of, you know, I know you're a big Moonshine Alley guy. You know, Black Sheep, you know, those are the spots if you're trying to get a little 1-2 buckle my shoe. But, you know, if you're just trying to have a good night with the, you know, with the fellas, or maybe with the lady, you know, there's a lot of good spots, you know.
Yeah, you guys gotta expand my palette. I'm not a big Black Sheep guy, definitely a big Moonshine guy.
Well, okay, Moonshine.
One spot, you guys were talking about Federal Hill. My go-to pregame spot used to be Rock and Rye on Federal Hill. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
I've been there.
Yeah, of course.
Pretty good spot, like low key enough, but like could bring it up a notch if need, like depending on the night.
Yeah,
good little spot over there. Yeah. And when they would close off the street during the summer, that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah. I said it once, and then someone said that they were going to kill me if I said it again. I think it was Gansett Guzzler. Yeah, so shout out to him. Yeah, come find me, bud. Muldowney's. That's my pregame spot. I don't know why he was upset. It's already packed as like it's not a hidden gem. Like everyone already knows about it. You already can't move in there as it is. So,
he was at the Section 10 live show. He's a great kid, man. He's just busted your balls.
Yeah, I know, but that was the first thing I see. He's like, I'm going to kill the guy if he mentions Muldowney's again. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Mike gets wrapped up, done with his first episode of Divine Providence. Hey, buddy, you say that bar again, I'll kill you.
Yeah, death threat over a bar first episode is
Are you kidding me? You already can't move as it is. Like, don't worry. Shout out to Gansett. I'll be getting I'm sure he'll be sending something after hearing this one. That should be interesting.
Friend of the program.
Section 10 live show, actually, his buddy, Information Superhighway. I saw him in the bathroom, and we were actually pissing next to each other. And he looked at me. He's like, "Dude, are you going back to Providence after this?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, It's only like 55 minutes, an hour, nothing crazy. He's like, oh, damn, that sucks. He's like, I'm going to go right to bed. I was like, dude, it's like 8:45. It was like 8:30 maybe at the time. I was like, it's like 8:30, 8:45. I was like, the game's almost over. He's like, holy shit, really? I thought it was like midnight. Like, no, dude, it's pretty early, man. Like, it's going to be all right.
Did I meet Gansett? I didn't know.
No, I don't think you met him yet. No.
Okay.
Hilarious.
That's funny shit, though.
Yeah. I think he was just hammered. He was like, dude, that was like midnight. House of Blues, there's no windows. So I'll give him a break. There's no windows. It's just dark, you know?
Yeah. I lost track of time that night, too.
That was electric. That was awesome. Awesome time.
Glad you guys came, man. Now, honestly, that meant a lot because I was out running around like a maniac and I was on the street and you guys get there early and you guys came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, the fellas are here. Let's go.
Yeah. Matt got out like of work. I think like a couple hours early.
Yeah, I probably left around 2.
Yeah. Avid mindsetter. He's kind of like a student plus like a basketball coach. He doesn't really have a lot going on. And, I'm out of work, the kidney stuff. So yeah, we had a fucking crew, man. We were just up in there.
Dude, even like Steve and Jake came up to me like on the stage, like, oh dude, I saw your Divine Providence boys are here. And I was like, yeah, man, you know what those boys do.
Yeah, dude, we were loud. We were loud. We kept yelling your name and whatnot. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah. It would be like
I brought up and I recognize him. Who's the kid who I brought up for trivia? He was the first trivia, and I go Friar, first one, get your ass.
Okay, that I don't want to dox him. But that's what I was talking about.
I can block the name out.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember him. Where have I seen him before? I might have just got a clip of him on like one of my old TikToks when I was taking him.
I'm gonna cut this part out too.
Okay, because he looked so familiar, and I was like, yeah, get this kid up here.
Yep. Yeah, that was awesome. I totally forgot about the Friar, the trivia thing with the Friar. Yeah. That was electric.
Automatic.
The funniest part of that too was you called him up, and then Mike's got the mic, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna Friar up here first, yada yada yada." And I just see Coley turn around, and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck, fucking Friars, man!"
Yeah, the Friars live in their walls.
Coley appreciates the Friars, even though I drill it into him and just about everybody, and they're probably sick of it by now. But you best believe they all know the deal, and Dallas does too. You know what's funny? So I gave Dallas the hat. Shout out to the Friar Family Collective. They gave me a couple, and I gave them to Coley. I gave one to Dallas. I took Dallas Braden. People who are listening threw a perfect game for the Oakland A's. He's an absolute fucking legend. Put on the Friar hat. Right, I took a picture of him, and he was all fired up. So he took it with him, and he said that night because the A's stayed in a hotel like downtown. And he was like walking in the common, and someone who didn't know it was Dallas just saw. He goes, "Friar, let's go!" And Dallas was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it's the power of the Friar, DB,
dude.
The brand, man, the brand."
So I was like, "That's cool."
That completely sums up being a Friar fan or wearing Friar gear. A dude who threw one of 24 perfect games was wearing a PC hat, and no mention that he was a professional baseball player and a very successful one at that, but just to go Friars. Like that epitomizes what it's like to be a Friar fan. Like doesn't matter what you've done in your life. If you're wearing a Friar, you could be a serial killer that was on the news and like everyone knows your face. And if you're wearing a Friar hat, someone will be like, "Go Friars." Like that's just how it is.
You just ignore the face, everything that isn't a Friars logo, like the sicko Friars fan just locks in on the logo.
Yeah. When he told me that, I made my life, and I was like, dude, that's unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that with me, Dallas.
I'd love to. Oh, sorry, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd love to see if people want to maybe reply. We'll throw this up on a clip. Where your most obscure Go Friars was, because like if you're wearing Friar gear, like I've got it in like all different random places, all corners of the earth, So I'd love to know like what's your most obscure Go Friars.
I'm trying to think. Go ahead, Max. Sorry.
I was at a bar out in East Greenwich a couple weeks ago, and I had a Friars hat on, and for some reason, this girl's like, "Oh, do you play for them?" And for a second, I'm just like, my 5'9" dad bod having ass, and I'm thinking,
Like, yeah, I'm a walk on.
like, yeah, no big, yeah, starting point guard, but and I was like, no,
you as a walk on.
Like, I can't even lie.
Yeah, I mean, Fonts, dude, friend of the program. Luke Fonts. I mean, he's like he's like he was in good shape, obviously, like when he was on the team. But like, dude, I could see in a couple years, little dad bod, being like, all right, yeah, I played for the Friars, and be like, really? Did you?
I feel like I look more like a Jason Edwards, like
yeah,
at face value.
Yeah, and I look like Nelly.
I got one. I was wearing this on a plane. I would think I was leaving. It was maybe like Sacramento or LA, and someone was like sitting right next to me. Was like, "Go Friars!" Like, and what I get all the time, it's like, "Oh, what year did you graduate?" And I always just like,
"Yeah,
I didn't go there. Sorry about it. I'm just a sicko hoops fan." Everyone's just like, "What?" And they're like confused. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a sicko hoops fan. Like, sorry.
Yeah, I got that on the most. I got that was on the Vineyard, where everyone was like, "Oh, what year did you graduate?" Assuming you went to PC. Everywhere else, people would just be like, "Go Friars," because they know, like, all right, it's your. But like the Vineyard, I feel like a lot of people that went to PC go to the Vineyard for some reason, just kind of like a PC hotbed.
It's like South.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Southeast huge. It's kind of a pipeline, My most obscure one would probably be Bakersfield, California. I lived there for a year, and there was a girl in a coffee shop one time, and she actually was like going to PC that fall. She was like an incoming freshman, and I had like a PC, sweatshirt on or whatever. She was like, "Oh, go Friars! I'm going there next fall." Wow, that's crazy.
Got a lot of it in Southie. I lived in Southie for 3 years, and anytime I went on a walk or went anywhere, I promise you I saw at least one person wearing Friar stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And you'll see a ton of the cars on the street, mine included, with the Friar sticker on it. And I was like, all right, let's go. Like, I love this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw Horkler at a couple bars there. Couple different occasions. Same bar. It was it was Capo 2 different times. I saw Horkler there. One was just like right after a game. And I was like, great game today. So thanks, man.
Drove up to Capo after a game, huh?
Yeah, I know. I was surprised to see him there. It was one of those 12 o'clock Saturday games. I was there. There like I don't know. It was like 10. I stormed there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not that crazy, I guess.
No. Yeah. All right. What else we got? Anything else you want to touch on? Anything else about the team? Anything else about the Friars? Bryce?
No, Sunday. I don't think we're going to be able to watch that game, it looks like, against Pitt.
No, correct. Yes. No radio either.
And I was looking. Also, it made me think of us beating Pitt when they were number 1. So that kind of took me back down memory lane. So that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I'm looking up another stat they had here, Mac, if you have something I saw on the Providence website today.
Yeah, well, while we're talking about broadcasts and exhibitions, I want to give a shout out to one of the burners in PCBC, Kim Spanglish, who has been talking about how he'll be on the play-by-play call for the first time for the Friars October 25th for their exhibition against Harvard.
Cool.
So shout out to Kim Spanglish, getting involved in the commentating world. I thought it was cool to see someone. That's the career path I assume he wants to go into, and shout out Kim.
Yeah,
Spanglish.
that's awesome. If he's listening, I'd love to maybe have him on, quick interview piece. That'd be great. Is it going to be on WEI, like regular WEI, or is it like student radio, or what? What like is what?
I believe he posted the link earlier today. It is 91.3 Providence College Radio, so it must be a student radio. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
I have some super meaningless exhibition tidbits here. Shout out to Friar Notes here. The Friars have posted a 68-23 mark all time in exhibition games. Very exciting stuff here. 68-23. Sunday's contest will mark the Friars' first game at the Peterson Event Center since January 25th, 2012. It's where the Pitt Panthers play. And the Friars are 0-7 in that building all time. So hadn't played great against Pitt there, it looks like, down the stretch for the Friars. Could change that up a little bit here on October 19th. So that's what we got going on looking ahead to that game.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I just hope that it's close. You know, it's not a huge deal. It's a tune-up. You know, it's a Power 5 team. It's a road game. You know, you're traveling for the first time as a team. So I'm just keep it close. You know, no doors getting blown off, and there won't be any cause for concern.
Yeah.
I think people from other fan bases tend to react more to exhibition scores than the fan base of the team that actually played.
What do you? I'm not following.
Like, I feel like as PC fans, regardless of the outcome of the exhibition Sunday, other fan bases will react more than I feel like Providence just for exhibition games. Like, I feel like Auburn's a good example. They had an exhibition yesterday, and they lost to Oklahoma by like 2 points. I'm like on pseudo Alabama Twitter, and they're just going nuts, just like, oh, Auburn's dead. Auburn's dead. Lot of overreactions, I think, for exhibition games.
You think we're not an overreactionary fan base?
No. Specifically for exhibitions.
I was gonna say, because I would say the opposite, honestly. Not like I get what you're saying, you know. I think that maybe that fan base probably has a lot of casuals, so they just see like a box score, you know, and they probably just like freak out. But I will say, like, PC fans are pretty, you know, if we sense a little blood in the water, we're gonna start crashing out pretty fast. So
the only reason why I would temper my expectations for this one specifically is because there's a lot of guys that Kim's going to want to get burned for in this game. Right. So I think there's going to be a ton of guys in and out. They'll be playing a game within a game on Sunday, I think, and it's against, you know, a quality opponent. It's not some like shitbag school. No offense to all the shitbag schools, but they very well could lose this game. So yes, we do overreact. You're right, Leb. And Mac, I can also see what you're saying as well. But for me, myself, I say this now, I'll get pissed off if we lose, but I hopefully won't be as mad because I think there's going to be a ton of guys going in and out. It sucks we won't be able to watch this game, but at least I'll be at the Harvard game. I don't know if you guys are going to go to that on the phone.
Yeah, I think the goal of exhibition games, like, obviously you play to win the games, whatever, but like, it's to work out the kinks. Like, you want to get those rotations figured out. Like, obviously, we're not going to be able to watch the game, but I would like, in a perfect world, for Kim to walk away from that game and be like, all right, yeah, like we know who our 8 to 11 guys are going to be night in and night out.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the goal. At least, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I don't look into the wins and losses of that stuff too much. I just tweeted live on air, exhibition games mean nothing. We'll revisit that after the Pitt final score is posted, but just wanted to plant my flag.
Does the Alabama basketball program have fans?
Weirdly, yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with the Auburn rivalry, because Auburn, since Bruce Pearl was there, like, they've been contenders for a while. And I think once Nate Oates got there, it was like, okay, we're competing with some of our rivals now, like a Tennessee. And it's like, all right, yeah, like, now we care about it. Like, they pack those gyms for, it's not like a full like pro arena. It's like an on-campus gym that they play in. But I mean, they pack it. Like, they definitely, I mean, probably more once football season's over, but yeah, they have a legit fan base down there.
Interesting. Yeah.
Did you guys know that this is the 99th season of Providence College Friars men's basketball?
Mm-hmm.
What's
I did
the
know that.
celebration?
Yes.
What's the celebration going to be for 100 next year? You have to blow it out of the water. You have to have a patch, man, a sick patch. 100
That's
years.
the $1 million question.
Like they got to go
I
crazy.
think Mac
with
had
the-
something up his sleeve.
We might have something up the sleeve, but we're still on step one, focused on 25, 26. In a perfect world, we'll have something for the 100th season.
Yeah.
I'm focused on Pitt.
I'm like, next year's 100, fellas. Anything special? Any good patches?
I think
I'm
it would
trying
be
to
cool if they
see
had a
Vox.
patch.
I'm trying to see how Vox does against Pitt. You guys are talking about the 100-year season. I'm talking about Stephon Vox's, shooting ability versus Pitt.
I'm focused on Pitt. Shut the fuck up, dude.
I'm focused on the season ticket holder party.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
season
true.
ticket
I'm
holder
fired up
party.
for that. Yeah. Shout out to Knapp,
Mhm.
That'll be a good time. And Timmy Hughes. Shout out to Tim and Mike. Mike, I know you're really close with Tim.
Love Tim, man.
I'm
That's
very
my
friendly with
guy.
Tim. Yeah, good kid.
He's the best. There will also be a Kim English coaches show that night from Bally, so you'll be able to take that in if you're on hand that night.
Nice.
Love it.
And
Absolutely love it.
also, Friars were in to watch Caleb Holt the other day, so that was big. And it looks like he's got it down to top 10 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We are in his top
And
10.
we're a part of it. So I mean, love to see it.
Yeah, one question I did have, and this is kind of interesting to me with the Derkack commitment, is they play the same position. I'm sure you can kind of interchange them based on their skill set. One guy plays a 3, the 2, maybe one of them can run the point, whatever. But same class, you're in on 2 shooting guards. I don't know if that is foreshadowing for where they feel like they stand with Caleb Holt, or if they just feel like that's going to be a non-factor. We'll still go balls to the wall, recruiting Caleb Holt. But was just like a small tidbit I noticed when I saw Derkack's position.
I think that Kim just loves wings. I think we're going to stockpile wings,
I
and
love wings
I
too, man.
certainly don't think Derkack will prevent them from getting Holt. So I think that we're just going to stockpile wings. Speaking of wings, the Wingstop in Johnston is open. So not to go back to food. I know we're trying to beat the allegations, but
I'll talk about food all day. Anyone who's like the food talk, like I'm sorry about it. Like, give me a break here. We're having some
Wingstop
Johnston. Well, we're loving the Wingstop opening, Lev, but I also saw a story being done on the Newport Creamery in Cranston closing.
Mm-hmm.
Garden City.
Yeah, and there was
Wow.
a video of these older men, and they meet for breakfast once a week, and they called themselves something. They had these hats on.
Friars.
Yeah, something.
That's the
Lev, did you
saddest
see
I've ever
this?
heard. No, I didn't hear that, but I'm gonna get emotional. That's unbelievable. That's so sad, man. And you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be another fucking slop place to get your slop piece of shit bowl for your hour lunch break slop bowl, fucking kava bullshit, Chipotle.
I like kava.
Sweet green fucking slop, corporate slop, sludge.
Corporate bullshit.
It's unbelievable. We're taking all the individuality out of food, restaurants. Everyone's serving the same slop from Cisco and from Restaurant Depot, and it's just one big, we're just losing our identities. Newport Creamery is everything that's right with this country. Kava and sweet green, $17 for a fucking salad, with nothing in it, is everything that's wrong with America.
So the bad, Newport Creamery, Cranston's Garden City. It looks like they're closing on December 31st, 2026. So maybe we should do a pod from there on the day they close.
That'd be
2026.
legit.
Yeah.
Oh, so they got a whole year left.
Oh, they got a whole year. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that they got some time. They got some time. Yeah.
60 years.
Newport Creamery Live Show. I love Newport Creamery, man. It's consistent. It's clean. The service is great. You get fantastic waffles, good ice cream. The food is good. Like I said, it's consistent. Just great pepper shakers. I'm a big black pepper guy. Great pepper shakers at Newport Creamery.
Sure. The hats that these men were wearing, because they have breakfast here, and WJAR Channel 10 did a story on them. You'll have to look it up, but all their hats say Romeo on it, and it stands for retired old men eating out. And they all got these hats
awesome
on. Romeo. It's fucking electric, dude.
That's sick. Well, they'll have a good time at the sweet green that's going in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit. We just don't need another one. We don't need it.
Newport Creamery, man. Awful Mondays when I was in high school were the shit. It was like a summer staple. It was awful Mondays.
Yeah, the line used to be around the building in my town.
Mm-hmm. Electric.
Yeah.
Sad stuff. Damn it.
Yeah. Tough. Bad beat.
We're losing Kowloon up here soon, so.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel you.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. So the original Kowloon in Saugus, is that gone too? Like that can't be right?
Yeah, no, it looks like they're gonna be, knocking that original building down, building it up into, I don't know exactly what it is, like apartments or whatever. They're gonna have a smaller Kowloon down, like on like the first floor of whatever this building is, but it's never gonna be like what it is now. Like it's like, you guys have both been, right?
Yep. I've never been.
I've been.
I just know the legend of Kowloon.
We got to get you up here ASAP before this thing closes. They've been talking about it closing for the last like 3 years and they never do it, but it sounds like this time it could actually happen. We need to get the DP fellas up here to go to Kowloon.
I'd love to.
A little Kowloon vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kowloon, man. The one time I saw Michael Jordan play, we went to the Kowloon before. That was my first time at the Kowloon. And he was on the Wizards then. He was on the Wizards. It was like, I think it was like New Year's or New Year's Eve or something like that. I don't exactly remember, but
it's great.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. Awesome time. I was a young kid.
Young pop.
Shout out MJ. Yep. Shout out MJ. Shout out Shaq. Saw Shaq really close. That was nice. Then I kind of lost the love for the NBA. I realized that it's all about the Friars, man. It's just about the Friars. Mike, you were at a Celtics game. You were up close and personal.
Yeah. I was there last night with my good friend, Pat Bazell. We also call him Fat. He's one of my best friends. He's the biggest Celtics fan that's ever lived. There's no one a bigger Celtics fan than Pat Bazell. Take it to the bank. He has season tickets. He hasn't missed a preseason, regular season, or playoff game in 10 years.
Wow.
So like he does not miss a game. I don't care what's going on in his life. He will be at the TD Garden to watch the Boston Celtics play basketball.
That's incredible.
But last night we had a friend of mine, my friend Mark Loisel. He's a Rhode Island guy. He had the tickets that we sat in last night. They were unbelievable ticks. So we had a great time, buzzer beater. Down that area, it is kind of tough because the visiting bench stands every time anything happens, and you can't see anything happening on the other side of the court. So if like you're paying big money for these tickets, like you're watching the Jumbotron half the time. I honestly would kind of be pissed. Like whatever, preseason free tickets. We had a great time. I didn't care, but like you can't see shit down there, and people probably
preseason, that's good.
Crazy money for these.
Yeah, I would fuck with that for the preseason, but dude, if you're like in a playoff game, like that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah. So, but it was a great time. But yeah, I am with you on the NBA thing, Leb. I still love the Celtics. Like, don't get me wrong. Like that's our team. Like I love the Celtics. Like I'll still watch and root for them, but I'm not like I was back in the day with like, KG and Pierce and everyone. Like I feel like the game was different. And I feel like the brand of basketball in the NBA today shooting a shit ton of threes, not playing the best defense. I just not loving. I just love the college game. Every game seems like it means something. I just feel like the stakes seem so much higher game to game when it comes to college hoops. And you work it down to the big guy. You move the ball around a little bit more pick and roll. I don't know. I just like that brand of basketball more.
Totally agree. You know, and also, like, I didn't miss a Celtics game. I didn't miss a Bruins game. You know, Patriots, Red Sox, Friars. I was just dialed across the board. And then you just want to take things seriously, like for Red Sox and PC. You know, and like the Patriots, obviously, like that's an easy commitment, though. Once a week, such an easy commitment. But, dude, 162 baseball games, 30 some odd, you know, college basketball games, right? Plus tournament, Big East tournament. I don't have time for 82 Celtics games, 82 Bruins games. Like, I got to pick and choose. Things got to fall off.
I've always been a big Celtics guy, but Mike, I do agree with you. Not a big fan of the NBA as a whole. I think the average fan is cripplingly casual. And I think you get a totally different view of that in the college basketball world, where like you're, I guess, average fan, like median fan, is like at least aware of like what's going on in the, like the bubble, or like has an idea come March, like who are the sleepers, like, oh, this could be a Cinderella. Whereas like NBA is just like, you just have box score watchers left and right. They don't give a shit about the game itself, like the actual, I don't know.
They're just like, get me to the playoffs at some point. A lot of these teams, they know who's going to make it. They know who's not. It's like, whatever, dude. Like,
the median PC fan is like checking themselves into a mental hospital when we lose to Seton Hall. So, like, it's different than the NBA. You know, it's like, it's nothing you can compare it to. You know,
the median PC fan is blackout drunk before the doors open at the dunk on a Tuesday.
Right. Right. All right. I mean, I think that was pretty good. A little quick hour piece, you know. I think we'll wrap it up there. Go Friars. You know, see you guys at the season ticket party if you're going to be there. See you at the exhibition game if you're going to be there. You know, I'll be at both. I think you guys will be at both as well. And yeah, that's it.
Let's go.
Anything else?
Let's go.
Hopefully, see a lot of you beautiful folks at Bally's for the season ticket holder party. I'm looking forward to it. And then at the first exhibition game in person against Harvard, cannot wait to check out my new seats and be in the amp again. Just feels like home. Just love being there.
That first tall boy in the building is going to hit like crack. I cannot wait for what. I don't even know what I'm going to drink, but that first tall boy, when it hits my tongue,
it's gonna be nice.
Nirvana.
Let's fucking have it. And no more sweet greens.
Well said.
My dog's barking now, so I think that she wants me to get off. So, all right, Maggie, we're going. All right, go Friars.
Go Friars.
Go Friars.